Bye-bye. All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Commercial Christmas Startup Sales and Marketing presentation. I'm Stacy Aguirre. I'm the Director of Sales and Marketing for CLIPA, the Christmas Light Installation Pros Association, and also for Celebration Holiday Studio. We're centered out of Orange County, California, and we're so happy to bring this information to you. I'm super excited about the huge convention and meeting everybody in the industry. Just really glad to see you and really want to help you to be able to increase your sales during the holiday season by adding commercial Christmas lighting or residential Christmas lighting into your book of business. So we're just going to talk about the commercial Christmas startup sales and marketing. Super happy to tell you about it. So if you have already a book of business, either commercially or residentially with your existing company, that's the best place to start. So how do you start creating that holiday business for yourself? The first thing, of course, I'm going to say this, is CLIPA, the Christmas Light Installation Pros Association, does have training classes. If you go to the website, that's the link from our booth, exhibitor booth here. You can see about the training classes, and our staff can help you understand what you get with the training classes, what you'll learn, and all of that. So that's the first thing to do. Once you become a certified CLIPA installer, you have access to 14 other vendors in our CLIPA buyers group that are commercial and residential Christmas light vendors to provide you the best below wholesale pricing that you can get. So that's just the first thing. So first thing you want to do is be trained. Once you're trained, then you can start right away. Hit the ground running with your Christmas light business. And Matt's going to be coming on, the owner of CLIPA, with Josh Trees from We Hang Christmas Lights, both successful residential and commercial Christmas installers. They're going to come on as well later on during this convention to talk to you about the reasons why and how you can start your own Christmas lighting business. So once you do that, all certified, ready to go as a CLIPA certified installer, then you can create a business plan. And first, for me, little history. I've been in the Christmas industry for 17 years. I have worked the entire time up until this year, 2020, up until this year at Decralite, which is a commercial Christmas company here on the West Coast. And we did some projects that you may have seen other places like City of Beverly Hills, Disneyland, South Coast Plaza, Shopping Center, SeaWorld, Knott's Berry Farm, things like that. You know, super small projects. and so we've been doing projects like that. I've been involved hands-on in all these projects from start to finish, from cold calling to implementation of the program and everything in between, as well as the designing and all of it. So definitely happy to explain to you all about that. If you wanted to message me one-on-one, I can make a call with you and we can go through that. But so how do you start, right? First, it's in your mind, right? I have to ask myself, what do I love to do and how much money do I want to make? I remember thinking like before I started in the commercial Christmas industry, I was like, how do people make money with Christmas? Like I thought cities may have done it themselves or just the companies put up the decorations themselves. I had no clue there was this much need for the commercial Christmas business. And so I think about that, how much money do I want to make? Right? It's one thing to be selling to residential clients where you have some clients that are big tickets, but when you're working with commercial clients, their budgets range from $5,000 to $1 million plus. So who's here to support you on your team and what do you already know? So for me, it was setting up a solid schedule, having a plan ready to go and move forward in the business. So a vision. First out, visualize your future and find your company's strong points, right? So once you answer the questions of how much money do I want to make, who's on my team, who already works for me that's really great at cold calling, who already works for me that's really great at project management or organization, who do I have that's already installing projects for my either residential or my commercial projects in the existing business, and how do I get them on my team on the commercial side? So if you want to interrupt and ask questions during this presentation, you're totally welcome to. If you have any questions or want to stop me and ask anything, you can. So basically, once you find out who on your team is available to start making the cold calls and who's ready to start making those appointments, then you can get going with the commercial side of your business. So one of my personal mantras for success is to get a plan for results. I have to create that myself, right? So I have to become aware of my thoughts and my beliefs, choose my new thoughts and transform my actions. And then my sales results will be revolutionized by doing that. So first, it's all in my mind, how I get results first. So the way to use my existing customers to add on this commercial Christmas side of my business or residential would be to start with my current customer base. So the absolute best place to start is with my current customers. And it seems super simple, like maybe you already knew that, but some people miss it, right? So get excited, send a mass email out to your existing customer base saying that you started in the Christmas lighting industry. They can upgrade to professional Christmas lighting services that you now provide. Since you're already in business with them and they already know you, they trust you. This is just a new arm of business that your company can provide. So position your new Christmas decorating service with your existing customers. That's the best place to start. Promise you'll get business that way. They want to work with you. They already do. So new clients, we always want to add new clients. So by establishing your plan for attaining new clients, you have to think, okay, where do I start? Who do I want to work with? Do I see any local cities or shopping centers with decorations that I'd like to prospect? And where do I shop locally? What's around my location for commercial projects? And then what industry types do I talk to? So I'm going to share with you the top 20% of my client base from my history in commercial Christmas decorating and lighting. And that's my next slide. So this is an actual breakdown from 1 year, 1 season in my commercial Christmas industry. We had 48%, this is just me personally, 48% shopping centers, 16% cities, 16% resellers, which are distributors of the product, 5% theme parks, 5% entertainment, 5% casinos, and then a 5% car dealership. So as you see, shopping centers were like the #1 businesses that I worked with in the commercial industry, which included malls, lifestyle centers, and then just regular plain strip malls. I believe this particular year, the reason it was 48% of my sales were with shopping centers because I had a huge ticket sale that was over $500,000 for one shopping center. And that's why it hit so high on the shopping center percentages, but this is pretty common. Over the 17 years I've been in the industry, it's been pretty similar. Some years it was 30% cities, 30% shopping centers, and the rest between the rest of those categories. There's also the miscellaneous categories, like I think under entertainment, I'd throw in, museums, botanical gardens, places like that. But basically, you want to look in your local area, whatever city you're in, within like maybe 100 miles of where you're at and where you're willing to travel to, and see what's there. Who can you actually contact in your local area? So we're going to go through a couple of the most common industries that I've worked with in the past. Shopping centers, the first one we just talked about. The first way that I find out about them is the internet. That's a great way to search and find local locations. I make a prospecting list. If you have a database, a CRM already, start using that to start filling it with your local shopping centers and malls, lifestyle centers, strip malls. Just put the name down that list, and then you can start doing a Google search, internet search, either way. And you can use whatever search engine you want. But once you find if there's a website, then the shopping center may have a property manager or a developer or an owner. And that's who you want to contact. The leasing agents don't really have the answers for you. So you really want to talk to property management, ownership, or developer. And most of them are so excited to hear from you. If you're calling saying, hey, this is Stacy with CLIPA, the Christmas Light Installation Pros. I'm wondering if we can give you a bid for your Christmas lights or your Christmas decor program or holiday decor program. They just love to hear that. People love Christmas. And if it's their job to put it up, they love to hear from you because you're the one who's going to help them make their property look amazing. And you're the one that can provide them a a competitive bid, they may already have a customer they're working with, but most shopping centers and cities everywhere usually want 3 to 4 bids to choose from. So I'm happy always to be a competitive bid, because if I don't get it this season, guess what happens next season? Christmas comes back. So I'm already on there, I'm already on their list, and I get in there early to talk to them about how to help them for the year. So like I said, the internet's the best and first place that I go after I do my initial search in the area. Cities. So the reason I like talking to cities, and this year's a little tricky because of COVID, but usually the cities have a budget in place that they know they have to spend. And the good thing about cities is, again, they're looking for competitive quotes. Also, they do have usually have an existing set budget, because it's a city budget. And if it's approved by city council or by city management, then they have to spend the money. They have it there. They know how much they have to spend. And so we can come in and be the heroes by giving them a great holiday program with their budget and using the money wisely. And whoever's in charge just brings a great interest to the city. The good thing about cities too is a lot of cities want year-round lighting, or they have other events they need lighting for. And so you can provide that as well. Being in the holiday light industry and having access to CLIPA buyers group, many of our preferred vendors sell landscape lighting, year-round low voltage lighting for trees, architectural style lighting. So all of these become more options you can add to your client base. So once you're in with the city or with a shopping center, you can just ask them, do you need additional lighting, landscape lighting, permanent lighting, year-round lighting, building lighting, things like that, that can be an upgrade and an upsell for the rest of the year. Usually with cities, it's going to be the city manager, the chambers of commerce, sometimes it's them, sometimes it's a downtown association, and sometimes it's the city manager or the Parks and Rec. Not always sure. Usually by calling the city hall or city manager, the receptionist can tell you who handles Christmas. Simple as, oh, thank you for, this is Stacy from CLIPA. Who handles Christmas at the city of whatever the city is? And they'll tell you. Most of the time, it's pretty simple because they want to talk about Christmas. And okay, so that's what it is for cities. Sometimes you will have to go online and fill out a vendor application, and that's pretty common. Or they'll have a Planet Bids or one of those types of bidding agencies that the city has used for those projects. So sometimes you'll have to come across that. And when those bids come in, if you're new in the industry, it may look overwhelming sometimes, but it really can be a simple bidding process if you have the staff to read through it, or if you work with CLIPA, one of us on our team can help you with that as well. Theme parks. So theme parks right now are kind of, not really open around the country. So this may be a 2021 subject, but in the meantime, you still want to start building that prospecting muscle by talking to theme parks, finding out who handles the Christmas decorations for the theme parks or the entertainment centers as well, because both of these places are kind of not 100% in for this year, as far as I know, is what I've seen in the industry. A lot of them are, but most of them are changing their projects up. For entertainment, you're going to want to talk to all your local casinos, any resorts, the hotels, any botanical gardens or performing arts centers. All of these places decorate for Christmas. Either they do it themselves, they have a florist that does it for them, they have an outside agency do it for them, or a Christmas company. We want to be the ones in there finding out who that is at these locations. They love to hear from us. They want to hear from us. They want to work with us because Christmas is fun. It's exciting. I have never been hung up on any cold call that I've made in 17 years ever by a client when I'm talking about Christmas. It just doesn't happen. People want to talk to us. Okay, so now we're breaking off a little bit to some inspiration. So these are just some photos of some really amazing decor packages. At Celebration Holiday Studio, We have everything from the standard classic red and white and red and gold to something from a really amazing purple and silver combination, the natural look. I mean, any type of color combination we can design for you, and that's not a problem. We have every color, every style, every type of decor for interior and exterior. Something that's amazing about, thank you. I'm talking a lot. Something that's amazing about Christmas decor is that once you have the foliage and the garland, the foliage, the trees purchased and pre-lit, you can be redecorating all the time. And once the customer has that base and that foundation of their decor, changing out a few colored ornaments every year really makes it look different, although you're not really doing much but changing a couple of ornaments. The good thing about being in the commercial industry is that you can purchase the products that are made to withstand the elements outdoors. That's been a huge selling point for the commercial theme parks and cities and shopping centers I've dealt with, is that not every company provides UV treated ornamentation or ornaments that can work outdoor in all the weather. So I have experience, and our company has experience in providing those products specifically for outdoor use. And that's something you want to make sure, if you're taking over a project that already has ornamentation or decorations from a commercial property, you want to make sure that you check to see what type of ornamentation is on it. I don't recommend taking over someone else's project or decor because you don't know what type of lights are on there. You're not sure how the ornaments are attached. It could be dangerous, we don't know. But if you do have to, you can always refurbish or replace with single mold LED lights and UV treated ornamentation. And so here's some more inspiration. I love this photography. Giant trees, garlands, wreaths, regular trees. So the garland in the middle you can see is decorated with berries, and it's a different type of color palette, oranges and natural looking colors. Super popular because people like to ease into Christmas at the same time as Thanksgiving. So some people want to have that look of the natural, or the oranges and bronzes, sometimes the copper feel for the holiday season. People love that look. And as well as on the picture that says wreaths, those, it's all white ornamentation with a pop of red. So pretty. So there's a lot of different color combinations you can choose. So we're going to get into some of the plan here. The 3 A's and the 3 R's. So as promised, we're going to talk about this. Awareness, right? So how are you going to introduce your company to your potential customers, right? For me, it's been a lot of social media. How are you going to be where people are? Are you going to be on social media platforms where people hang out? Is it going to be word of mouth, a click through from a site, social media marketing? What do you have in mind to be in the forefront of your clients' awareness, right? They have to know that you're even there. So how are you doing that? In the residential Christmas lighting, people use door hangers, they use signs, yard signs, a lot of word of mouth. They have plastered on their vans their name of their company and the big photos. They have their trucks that have the company information on there. And that's a lot of ways to get the visual awareness. But there's so much going on virtually. Like right now, if you're watching this, you're seeing it virtually. So how are you hanging out where people are? Are you meeting people where they are? Your potential customers are out there. You have to find out where they are. Especially right now when everything's virtual, you got to be into wherever they're at. You got to plan to be there. So acquisition, right? Where are your potential customers coming from? What channel is driving them to your company, right? Are you using prospecting, like I said, by cold calling? Are you buying an email subscriber list? Are you having people sign up on your site to subscribe? Do you have goals for your support or your sales team in phone calls and in new business? All of these things to consider when you're acquiring new business. And then activation. So how will you service your potential customers the first time, right? How will you show them the value of the service you have to offer? Like I said before, if you already have an existing client base that you work with, this is easy. They already know who you are. You've already activated that relationship. You're already halfway there. So what type of sales are you going to put on for existing customers? Do you have certain partnerships, or how can you provide competitive pricing? These are all things to consider. And a lot of times with commercial projects, it's going to be a case-by-case basis. But once you start doing a few, you'll understand pretty quickly how much value you can add to their businesses, and then you'll get excited about it too. Okay, so retention. How many customers are you retaining? Why are you losing some customers? How many calls did you make to find your clients? Right? That's a big one. Usually, if you have people who are calling out or cold calling for you, or calling your existing customer base, make sure you're tracking that. Did it take 5 calls? Did it take 10 calls? Did it take 30 calls and 5 emails and 6 Facebook messages? Like, what did it really take? Because a lot of times, I know for me, I make the call, I send the email, I follow up on Facebook, I'm their LinkedIn friend, I'm stalking them on every social media platform out there. And it's really taken about 10 to 12 different touches for them to actually return my call or return my message. So I don't give up. If I know they're my client and they need my service, I'm going to keep going. So, and then once I have them, I'm going to keep that relationship moving forward as well. Do you send personalized cards or gifts? And do you run reports finding out how you made the connection with that person to begin with? And then how are you making the connection after you install the job? That's how you retain your client base. I know if you're in business already, you know this. You want repeat customers. So how do you keep them? You just provide good customer service, and then also everything we just talked about. So revenue, how do you increase it? Do you have a business plan for that? Do you even know what that's going to look like in the Christmas industry? It's okay if you don't, but think about how much money you want to make, and then call me. We can talk about that, and we can work backwards to make that goal happen for you. I have a sales coach that I work with, and she has helped me over the last 6 years to really work backwards to my goals, to set those goals and figure out what it's going to take to get there based on actual historical facts about the business. So if you need help with that, please feel free to call me anytime. Happy to help you out. My information is all in this presentation and also at the CLIPA website. So definitely get a hold of me. And then referral. So again, how do you keep the customers you have, and how do you keep growing your business? Well, referrals are a great way to do that. So what is your process to generate referrals? I know for CLIPA, when we have training sessions, if we have a new training come through one of our CLIPA certified installers, there's a $250 referral fee that we give them. I think of the word. We give them money, cash money, for referring people to us. Also, I ask for customer satisfaction quotes, or just to review the business. All of those things, social shares on social media. That's like a tongue twister. Social shares on the different Facebook pages. And one of the great things we have are some Facebook groups with thousands of people, and you guys have that too in your industry, that definitely would benefit from being part of your group. All right, so moving on. So once we have our clients reached out to, once we have an idea of who we're getting a hold of in the industry, then we want to talk about our strategy. How are we going to execute this business for the first time with them? So we want to think of methods. So whether it's amount of phone calls that we're making, how we're, like I said, how are we going to prospect? Where are we going to look for those customers? Are we getting with our existing customers to add them onto our current, our new prospects of holiday lighting? How are we doing that? And then what tactics are we using? How do we have, how are you going to accomplish it? How are we going to get to it? Again, like I said, working backwards to that goal. How much money do you want to make, and how can we get there? I can help you figure that out. And then execution, right? How are you going to set your goals and then measure them to make sure that you're doing all the things to get to them? What were the deadlines, the timelines? Those things are really important. I know for me, if I didn't set a deadline on things, nothing would ever get done because I would just let it sit there. So it's definitely important to have a deadline, especially when you're talking about Christmas, because it comes and then it's gone. It's like quick. So if you just joined me, welcome. We're talking about commercial Christmas sales and marketing. Adding Christmas lighting onto an existing company is a great way to make more money during the holiday season and actually year round if you get into the lighting part of it. So we're going into my beautiful pyramid here of establishing a new client base and how to get the projects done. So once we identify our customer, I talked about earlier, it takes 7 to 10 touches to reach that client. How do I establish their needs? Like, I don't want to give up on them. And once I get them, I have to figure out what they need. So who do they work with now? How can I give them a competitive quote? How can I address what they need with their existing program or add something new for them? How can I offer them a solution? Like, that's what people want. They want me to come in and say, I got this hand, no, you have to deal with it. No one wants to deal with Christmas and I'm here to help. And so then we qualify, right? How am I going to meet the needs better than my competitors? How can I qualify them as far as budget, as far as what they're looking for, all of that? And is there a customer I want to work with? And if it is, then great. If it's a local project where I'm actually out there to install it, I'm going to take a survey, right? Usually in person. Sometimes we can do it on Google Earth, but it depends on the project. So when you're talking commercial Christmas, it can be a small project or a huge project. So to consider, put all that into consideration when we're looking into the project. If we go there in person and survey, there's a whole separate presentation about that. And so I have that going on some other time, but not today. So how to survey and take all your measurements on a commercial property for Christmas. It's a big job. And so providing an expert proposal would be the next step, which would be based on their budget, based on their needs, and then including images of product and possibly renderings of the proposed items. And then closing the deal, asking for the sale, overcoming the objections, all of these things. If you're in business, you know what that's about. Sometimes we forget to ask for the sale. I mean, I know I've done it in the past. Like, we get all out there, we put the proposal out, and then we just don't follow up. I mean, it happens, you get busy, right? Remember to always close the deal, ask for the sale. When can you have this answer back to me? We have to know by XYZ date, especially with Christmas. Our schedule is filling up. We need the deposit by whatever date. Because when you're dealing with Christmas installations, it's definitely a timed thing. Everybody wants everything up before Black Friday if you're in the commercial Christmas industry. So for me, November 1st till Black Friday is like a dream. It does not end. It's one long day. So that's how it works in the commercial industry. And then once you close the deal, you've made the customer happy, then the real work begins. Like, once you close the sale, then now it's time to get to work, right? Making sure you have the people, the resources, the project plan, as well as the product. That's usually the trickiest part, is making sure we have the right product for the job. But all of that will be thought through ahead of time. All right, so if you have any questions, you can stop me at any time because I'm just going to keep talking. So feel free to jump in and bother me if you have any questions about anything with commercial Christmas sales and marketing. Feel free. All right, so mission, vision, and values. This is just, if you're starting a new arm of your business, rather than something you already do, if you're a pressure washer, if you do window washing, whatever it is that you do already, you want to clearly define this part of your company's mission, right? Holiday lights are totally different animal than anything else. So make sure that you do have that clearly defined for your staff, so your team can reach the goals based on clearly defined mission. So why does this part of your company exist? What is it you're trying to get out of it? What are the results that you want? Are you looking to make an extra $50,000 a year, or $500,000 a year, or $5 million a year? What are you looking to do? How much money do you want to make? What is the goal? Is it money motivated, or is it just keeping your people employed for the rest of the season because you can't deal with washing windows in December because it's too cold? So just, what is it? What's your mission? And what's your vision, right? So it's vision is what success looks like for your company. So it's what your company aspires to be, right? So how are you going to look once your mission is accomplished, right? So your vision for the future of your company. How big do you want to be? And then what values do you hold? What are the guiding principles that will influence your actions and to get your company's vision and mission out there, right? So first you figure out how much money you want to make, what's your actual mission, then how do you want to look, what's your vision, and then what are the values that are going to help you get there? What do you need to help you get there? Here's some more examples of inspired programs. Holiday programs is one thing. So being in the industry, the last 17 years in the commercial Christmas industry, I've done programs that are from $5,000 up to $1 million plus. So everything in between. It can be something like a giant 40-foot or 50-foot Christmas tree, wreaths, garlands, sprays, pole decorations, overhead elements, lighting for trees, palm tree lighting, regular deciduous tree lighting, all the above, right? That's what a program would be. You can do a complete program, or you can just do one or two of those items. It just depends on budget and the person's needs, right?
I have a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
So obviously I've been in business 22 years, and we're wanting to add something else in the slower time for us would be, November, December, January, October, November, December. We have a business, we do building inspections. We do home and commercial building inspections, and our slow time, we have 10 employees. And so we're considering doing something, and that's why I'm watching this. When you first started, or when somebody first starts, do you provide all the lights and everything, or does the client? Maybe that's a dumb question, but that's my question.
No, so that's a good question. It really depends on your business plan. So, and the customer you're going with. So if you already have a book of business where you already inspect residential homes, or you already have commercial customers that you work with, and you have people you can market to, they may already have holiday lights or programs that they use that you can install for them, or they may not. Most of the people that come in, so we're with Christmas Light Installation Pros Association, which is CLIPA, and we have a training program to start people into the industry in residential.
Okay.
And then some of the residential members of CLIPA go into the commercial industry as well. So you can start residentially and go into commercial. You can start commercial right off the bat. It's up to you. But either way, we have all the products that you would need if you wanted to supply them, lease them to your residential or your commercial projects, or you can purchase them and your customer can purchase them from you, and you can be installing them and removing them and storing them for them. So there's a lot of different options you can put together depending on what your business plan is and your amount of how many people you have working for you, how much storage space you have, what your initial investment is going to be, and then what kind of clients you get.
Right.
So it's a lot of things that come into play. But
I guess the reason we thought about this is, we go on roofs for a living. I mean, we climb ladders every single day, so we're not afraid of ladders. So
thank goodness
that wasn't a problem. We're always going around buildings or on top of buildings, so it's not like we're afraid to climb a ladder and do that. We have a huge book of business, 22 years. Not that we go that far back, but we could go back to all of our clients. We do about 2,500 homes a year.
Wow.
So we could email, we could do we could bleed out an email over time, so it doesn't dump at once, and just say, hey, there's a new service that we're offering. And
sounds great. If you have 2,500 residential, you'd get a big first year. You definitely would.
Yeah.
During the CLIPA training, there's a 2-day regional training that we do in person. Mm-hmm. This year we have one this weekend in Duluth that starts tomorrow. Okay. And then there's one in Dallas that is in September, 11th and 12th. But we also have virtual training as well. So when you take the course, mm-hmm. you and one of your employees would be trained and certified, or you can bring as many employees as you want. They cost extra. Okay. It's $14.95 for 2 people for the training certification, and then every other employee is $250. Okay. And once they're all certified, we'll teach you everything that you need, from what type of bulbs to use, what type of equipment you're going to need, how to price out jobs, where to buy the product from. Everything you need to know. Okay. is told you for you in the training.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
So
sounds, you said
I
the
have
same.
no idea how many window washers or pressure washers we've trained
Okay.
last couple of years, hundreds, so many. So
So that
our training
training
in
in,
Dallas has so many people signed up already. So
so the training in Texas is in the first part of September?
it's 11th and 12th.
Okay.
Yeah.
That might be doable. Yeah, we've talked about it over the last couple of years. We just haven't pulled the trigger, and so I'm just trying to be a little more proactive and say, okay, if we're going to do it, this will be the year that we do it.
Where are you located?
Tacoma, Seattle area, Washington State.
Okay. We don't have anything in Orange County coming up, and Seattle was canceled this year. We had Seattle on the calendar. We had to
Oh,
take
come
it away.
on.
I know, right? We had Seattle it was for September.
Yeah.
We were supposed to be in Seattle September,
Yeah. Well,
but we had to cancel. You know why?
yeah.
Won't even say the words in here.
Yeah. Well, I don't mind coming to Texas. I've gone to Texas usually about every other year for other trainings.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. So the Texas training, I would definitely say is going to be great because there'll be a big crowd that's going to be there, and the owner of We Hang Christmas Lights and the owner of CLIPA are doing the training themselves. So it's really one to not miss.
So are you part of CLIPA, or you run your own business and you're a member of CLIPA?
I'm part of CLIPA, but along with CLIPA, I'm the director of sales and marketing for CLIPA, but I also run Celebration Holiday Studio, which is a commercial Christmas installation and design company, as well as Hyde Marketing, which is a marketing company that provides door hangers and signs and graphics for any type of business that wants to purchase them, postcards for every door direct mailings, things like that. And then we also have WeSellChristmasLights.com, which is an online store for basic Christmas decor lighting elements.
Okay.
Lots of places.
Well, I don't want to dominate. I know there's other people on this, but can I ask you one more question?
Sure.
So knowing what you know about us, I mean, we have 11 employees, and some of them are admins, so they're not going to be out doing Christmas lights. It would be more of our inspectors. And everybody has a vehicle, everybody has a ladder on top. You know, we have the wherewithal to carry stuff. It's not a problem. If you were going to start, would you start residential because we have such a database, or would you lean more towards commercial?
I would start residential because you have such a database and see how the first year goes. And if you get your name out there, if you have a commercial database as well, I'd market to them, and whatever job comes along, we'll bid it.
Okay.
If you're part of CLIPA, you can make an appointment directly with me, and I can help you with any project that you have. What
do you think a good number is to start with as far as funding a new venture, you know, another side, what's the right word? An alternative stream of income different from what we normally do? I mean, are you talking?
Well, I can tell you with this business, the initial startup is whatever it costs you for the training that you would go to. So if it's you plus 4 employees, say that's your people who are out there doing the installations, right. That would cost you, was that $2,500, I think, for that, plus your trip to Dallas. So whatever that costs for you to get there, all the people there for the weekend for 2 days, whatever that investment is. And then to purchase a bulk amount of decor to do the residential for the first year, some people buy in about $8,000 to $20,000 worth of decorations. Okay. But it depends on how big of a project you want to do, how, you know, what scale you're looking to do. Yeah. Some people start out with $3,000 worth of decorations, and they buy as they get projects. So it just depends. We don't require any type of affiliation fee. We have a yearly membership that you can renew for a couple $100 every year to be part of the CLIPA certification and the membership program. So you have the certified logo and all of that to use in all of your advertising and all the trainings. And,
so do you feel like the CLIPA, I get training because, you know, I belong to 2 different national associations for home inspectors and commercial building inspectors. So I'm really pro in that area. Yeah. Do you feel like that name CLIPA ever really gets you anything with the end consumer, or does it just get you the training and education that you really need?
Both. It gets you both. We have a whole directory of CLIPA installers that consumers can use. Daily, we're getting requests on our website for consumers that are looking for business and also looking to have CLIPA certified installers come and do the jobs for them.
Really? Okay. I guess I never would. Yeah, I didn't even know there was a CLIPA.
There is, yeah. So that's the thing. Until you start looking, you wouldn't know. It's also, we hang Christmas lights. If you look up, we hang Christmas lights.
Huh?
They're across the country. That's a separate business. They train through CLIPA, but you can become an affiliate with them, and you would get like a zip code in your area.
Is
And
it a franchise?
it's
Is it
affiliation program. There's
okay?
no franchise fee. It's different. But you would get a zip code, and you would be assigned all of those zip codes for We Hang Christmas Lights, and it would be just your area, just your territory. And
Okay.
with them, you would use their marketing materials. They have a website for it's all set up.
Okay.
If you wanted to go that rate, that
So it's
course,
more like business in a box.
yeah, but you don't have to. If you
Yeah.
would rather do something on your own, we can provide everything else for you through Hyde Marketing and through CLIPA Buyers Group.
Yeah.
You can get
I mean, we're
everything.
pretty good at our business. We're probably the biggest inspection company in the Pacific Northwest. So
Nice.
I mean, 22 years, we've kind of figured it out by now, and not just doing inspections, but running a business. So we kind of already know how to run a business, and adding another service business would not be that far off track for us.
Good. You have the foundation built.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Awesome. So you
Yeah.
could be totally successful.
Cool.
Well, Mike, I think that I have your information down. So just make sure that we have you to call, make sure we give you all the information. But if you go to the CLIPA link that's on this presentation at our exhibitor booth,
Okay.
you can fill out the form, and they can follow up with you that way too. So.
Okay. Very good. Thank you.
See what else I have on my presentation here. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay. That's exciting. I get excited hearing people wanting to start their Christmas business. It makes me happy. All right. So I think I'm almost done. So it says here, start today and don't wait. So schedule your complimentary mentorship meeting. Hey, we just did that with me to discuss where you are and what we can do to get you into the commercial Christmas industry. That was totally, we just did one on the fly right here. And then plan once you know where you are, we can help you plan to get where you want to go. So create the plan as we showed you earlier in the presentation, the strategy, the mission, the implementation, setting your goals, and then reach out and research. So once you contact all your current customers, you can research industries locally that you want to work with. And cold calling is fun. If you already have a team of people that do that for you, they're going to do a great job for you in the Christmas industry. If they're not afraid to make a phone call, you're definitely going to get the business you're looking for. Oh, and I am done. Awesome.
When do you usually start? I mean, when do you usually like press on the gas? What month prior to Christmas?
Well, most people it's September. Yeah. All year long. If you're working in the commercial side of it, we sign people up February, March, April. We're just planning all year.
Really?
Like I've been in the commercial Christmas industry for 17 years.
Wow.
And I thought when I started, like, okay, great, I get to take a break sometime in the spring. No, it's all year long because we have to plan and purchase stuff and figure stuff out. So we do that for you. Like on my company would do that for you in Celebration Holiday Studio, and we sell Christmas lights. Like we plan all that ahead of time. So if you have those commercial jobs, we can definitely fill in the blanks for you.
Well, we definitely do commercial building inspections when someone's buying a commercial building as well. We do more residential. Obviously, that's our bread and butter, but we do commercial. Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't be hard for your company if you know how to get on ladders and the whole deal on rooftops to have a couple of strip centers and large lifestyle centers and places like that put the building lighting on, that put things on their light poles. That's super simple for you guys to do. If they're not afraid of ladders and if they have equipment, they're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
All right. Well, do you have any other questions?
I don't think so. I will, and I don't see the link that you were talking about. Where would that be at?
I don't know for sure. Mike, just maybe send me, can you put it in the chat? You can give me your info. Let me see here.
Let's see, chat. There it is. Okay. I'll type it in here.
Yeah, that's great. Then I'll make sure that one of my reps will get it back with you.
Whoops, I pushed sorry. I hit the enter button before I was supposed to. I thought it was return. So anyway, let's try
this. That's okay. Technology. Tell you. I wish it was 1999 sometimes. Go back to the days of pagers.
Yeah, I wore one of those quite a long time ago.
Me too. They couldn't get a hold of you 24/7 like now. I can't even take a break. So that wasn't bad, 45 minutes, then questions and answers. Yeah. I never know how long these presentations are going to go. Sometimes I just talk and talk and talk.
Okay, I think that will do it.
Nice. Sterling Inspection Group. We have it. Awesome.
Yeah, if you just type in, not the whole name, but if you just type in Sterling Inspections, plural, with an S on, sterlinginspections.com, you'll see our massively expensive new website come up.
You just built one?
Well, we've had one for 20 years, but we just did a big revamp last year to the tune of a lot of money, and it's pretty killer. So
Great. Yeah, I'll check it out.
We can put a page in there that has holiday lighting. You know,
Exactly. Yep, you could.
we
What
need.
would you name your holiday lighting company?
Well, I don't know. We've always kept the name Sterling, but
Sterling Lighting Group?
maybe, yeah.
SLG. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, have to do something there, something with Sterling. Yeah, well, we're really toying with the idea of doing house cleaning. In other words, soft washing, pressure washing, roof washing, that kind of thing. Maybe not window washing at this point, but washing the house, and our name would be Sterling Clean. You know.
Nice. Yeah, I like that.
We're always at people's houses, and they're always dirty, and the roofs are always mossy in Washington, and so that's why I'm actually on this whole huge convention. But then when I saw the list of people who were going to talk, I saw Holiday, and I go, we've talked about that the last couple of years, but we never really pulled the trigger. So here I am.
Well, tomorrow, if you're here at this convention tomorrow,
I will be.
Matt and Josh, who are running the training in Dallas, are going to be talking about why you want to start the Christmas business.
Okay.
So they'll give you a lot of answers tomorrow. What time are they going on? Sorry, my partner's here with me. I think they're going on at 5 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Pacific, 2
Okay.
o'clock, 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
It should be on the calendar. It's not on the schedule yet. I'm sending the email after this presentation. So once we're done here, I'm emailing the huge convention. They're adding it to the calendar, and then it'll be on there 2 o'clock tomorrow.
All right. Well,
come back, check it out.
I will.
And you can talk directly with Matt and Josh, and they can answer all your questions.
Perfect. Well, thank you for your help. Appreciate it.
I appreciate it too. Okay, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you so much.
All right. Take care.
All right. Bye.